Okay, we are back to work on a purse again. So we have completed the front little panel here and the side here, the side over here, and this side. So I really love it. So here's something that I'm noticing is this yellow that I chose, I really like by itself, but then when it's on here with everything, I'm not liking it as much. And like, I really love that we had this camo added in from our random pick. I'm not crazy about this blue around here, especially because it's more of a purpley blue than this greenish blue. And it kind of clashes there. But, you know, it's flowing. It's fun. It is crazy. It's, you know, what we want is crazy. So it's going well as far as that goes. But I think as far as everything together, that those are the things I would change if I could go back and do something different. But I am still very happy with it, and I'm excited to see what else we do. I'm glad that I've had a lot of my favorite one in here, this citrus punch color that's in most of the squares. So, you know, a large portion of the squares. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that it's in. But also at the end of the series of covering this purse, I want to go through and tally up what colors we had the most of and what we had the least of, and see how many picks we had of each, because I think that would be really fun. So let's get started. I am going to start on the back portion. So I really want to cover this back piece. So I think what I'm going to do is do a rectangle here. It kind of curves around there. And then I will do a separate piece that goes here. And I don't know if I want to do little squares again, like the 2 round squares again up here, or if I want to do one strip of something. So not sure what I want to do yet for that, but actually this back piece is pretty much square. What if I did a giant square and I left a space? Like, instead of doing my clusters where it would land here, I just do like a chain across, and then I continue with my square here. Let's try that and see how that goes, because I think that's about a square. I think we could stretch it to be a square because it curves around a little bit. I bet that might work. All right, so let's work with it being a square and see if we can see what we can do with it. So let's do our first 6 colors. We'll roll for our first 6 colors, and then we'll see where that lands on the back of the bag, and then we'll see what we need to do as far as that goes. All right, first color. All right, so first color is 3. Go with a 3, 1, 5, 5. Okay, and that is going to be, I'm going to hand pick this time because I want this one. What was this one? Can't remember the color. I'm just going to call it fall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more. 5 again. Okay, this one I'll do a mystery pick. Closing my eyes. Brown. All right. I like brown. That's good. one more. 6. All right. 3 5s in a row. Very interesting. All right, so let's start with our number 3. And we're just going to do a regular granny square. I'm so excited that you guys have been following along, either doing a project of your own or getting ready to start on a purse like this one, or just watching just to see how things happen. And it has been so fun seeing your comments and the different things that you guys are sharing. And some of you have done a project like this in the past and did some type of a cover for a bag, and that is really fun. Okay, row 1 complete. Row number 2 is number 1. All right, row number 2 is done. Now we have number 5. There's the end of row 3. Now we've got our pick. This one was one that I chose. And I realized I was using the wrong hook for the first 2 rows, so I switched to my 4.5 millimeter. I was using my 5.5 because I had that out for another project, so I had to switch that out. Now I wonder if I'm going to keep all this really cool rust color in here, or if I am going to get into the green at all. All right, we are finished with row 1, 2, 3, row 4. Now we're going to add this brown. Put this back in my scraps. Look, that's where the green was. Just hit green. So the whole row ended up being orange. That is actually pretty cool. All right, and a row of brown, which it's so exciting that all of this is matching. These are so pretty so far. This is my favorite. Can you tell? All my favorite colors. All right, let's get this brown row on, and then we have a row of color 6. So we're going to add some bright colors in here. All right. Oh, I love it so much. Those colors are gorgeous. So far, this one is my favorite. I almost want to remember what I did here and like maybe make a blanket or something out of this color. Obviously, I couldn't use this one and this one, but I could do a tan and a cream and use this citrus punch, and then a like rust color, and then the dark brown. Ooh, ooh, it's beautiful. All right, I'm going to keep that in mind to do that at some point. All right, we've got one more color, and then we're going to see how it fits on the back of the bag and see what our next rolls are to make it fit. Okay, it is done. 6th row. I like it. I think that it looks really neat. Even though I love the first 5 rows together, and those are my favorite, I do like that extra row. I think it's cute. All right, let's see how it fits on here. So it looks like we could do another row comfortably, and that would bring us to about where the zipper is. And let's see. All right, so I'd go to where the zipper is and around here. So that would get us to this section. So then I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to do up here. Maybe I'll do just one row that way and then just keep doing one row like rainbow shape almost. If a rainbow is squared. Maybe. So it'd be about that. Yeah, I think that would probably work. All right, let's do one more row, and then I think one more row for the square, and then we'll do our little arch thing, and I'm gonna say it would be about four rows. We'll pick 3 colors, see where that gets us. Yeah. All right, let's pick 4 more colors. So 1 will be for the square, and then 3 more colors for the arch that we have. So 1 more for the square. 4. Ooh, okay. Nice. And then let's do 3 more. Okay. Oh, another 4. So I'm going to count this new section for doubles if we roll a double. So that's obviously the first one. So let's pick. Closing my eyes. Oh, yes. Love it. I love that one. This one is from the gift trio and the hooded cowl pattern that I have, if you guys are interested in seeing that one. So that one is, I'm just gonna call it mixed because it's not really one color. Okay, so then we've got 2 more for the arch. 4. Closing eyes. Oh, yep. We've done that one before. It's our second pick for that brown color. Oh, I'm loving this square, you guys. I'm so excited. All right. Oh, yeah. I need to write that down. 4 is brown. And then we need one more roll. 6. So we're getting 6 again. All right. Very cool. So one more round of 4. Okay. These 2 together. I don't think we've done these 2 together, like touching before. 4 and 6. I don't think has ever been together yet. So that's cool. All right, here's the square fit. And I think that we can make that fit very comfortably. Just stretching it a tiny bit. Yes, I think that works. Oh, I love it. So far, my favorite square. I don't know. What square has been your favorite so far of these that we've been doing? Let me know. Put that in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think. All right, so I think, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3 rows. I think we're gonna need at least 4. So let's roll one more color and then we'll get 4 rows going. One more roll. 5. Ooh, yay. 5 again. Let's get started. So we've gotten those complete. And now we're going to start on this one. So got this one is next. And I'm going to do the arch. So I'm going to start at one corner and go all the way around. And then I am going to, no, what am I doing? I'm going to do the arch. I'm going to crochet all the way up here. Then I'm going to do a chain across here and then do this side so that we can make that little slit for the zipper. If this works, I will be amazed because it sounds a little bit crazy. So this one, I'm going to do a chain 3 and then I'm going to do one more double in there for the corner since it's not a full corner. And then do my regular clusters all across this side. I love this yarn so much. It is such a pretty color. Have you ever seen those cakes or the skeins of yarn that you're just like, it's a shame to unwind that because it is just gorgeous. I loved it so much. I just want to get one just to stare at it. I should do a yarn wall that's all just yarn that I like to look at when it's caked up or in a skein. Like those pegboard walls that they have. Those are so cool. All right, so this corner is going to be interesting because it is going to be different than what the other corner is because we're doing that extra line across. Okay. So then I'm going to do a chain across here. I'm going to do a chain 2 like it's the corner so that I stay on track. And then here I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I'm going to do 21 chains and see if that stretches well. Okay, there's 21. And I think I need to add 6 more I need to add 3 on this side for the cluster that would have been there, and then 3 on this side for the cluster that would have been there, and then a chain 2 for that side. So then in total that is 3, 3, 2. So I need to do 8 more than what I did. Let's see. So I don't want to pull this so that that flops over. I want it to rest neatly. There we go with my yarn being crazy again. I'm just so excited to get to the next color. I'm not tidying up in between. Okay, I think that that is good there because that leaves room for our zipper in the back. And then I'm going to do 3 doubles in this corner and then work down the side. All right, in this last corner, I'm just going to do 2 doubles to be consistent with the other side, and then finish that off. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to do our next color, and that is the brown. This is going to be interesting because this was a thick 4 and this is a thin 4, so we'll see how that goes. All right, I'm going to attach in the top of that chain 3. And then chain 3, I think. Yeah, chain 3, and then work my clusters. Okay, so after you get up here to your chain, what I decided to do, and you can do this your own way, but I was thinking I could do my 3 doubles around the chain instead of into the chain. But I did a test run on it and I didn't like it because obviously all of the doubles are kind of going to link together because there's no separation in between them if they're just around the chain. So I'm going to work into chains. So what I'm going to do is mark where my first, or where the actual corner would be. So that is 2 chains there. And I'm just going to do my 2 doubles. I'm sorry, my corner where 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 doubles before that stitch marker. And that stitch marker is where I'm going to start counting the chains I'm going to skip before I work into another chain. Now, if it lines up exactly, I have no idea, but we're just going to run with it. And if it doesn't line up exactly, that's okay because we're just having fun. All right, so that stitch marker is the first one after what the corner chain 2 would have been. So I'm going to do skip 2 and then work into the next chain here with the 3 doubles. And by my count, I believe I should have 7 doubles, or why do I keep saying that? 7 granny clusters across here. So then I did that one. I'm going to skip 2 again and work another 3 doubles into the 3rd chain. And if you guys wanted to do this all the way across around the chain, you could. If you wanted to work 1 double all through these chains, you could do that too. It is totally up to you. All fun. I'm just going to continue skipping 2 chains and working 3 doubles into the next and see where we land. I think it should end up being 7 before the corner. All right, so that pretty much lines up. I've got 1 extra chain. So then I would be skipping 2 and then doing my corner 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles over here. To complete that corner. This is going to look a little wonky at first, but it's not looking terrible. All right, I think that would make a really nice space for the zipper there, and then sewing around it will be really easy. I like it. I think that's good. And then I'm going to do this side and just work all the way around, and then I'm going to finish off the same way that I did this one where I started with 3 chains. So I'm going to end with 1 double crochet in this last double that's here, and then I'll be back when we get ready to add our next row. So then this side, I'm just starting with a chain 3 and a double in that first space there. And then just continuing the clusters as usual until we get to the opposite end over here. And then we're going to finish off the same way with 2 doubles in the space that we made over there. So just working up around these corners like normal. I'm excited about this, you guys. This is looking fun. All right, so I'm going to do that one, and then we'll check back in. We'll do a little fit check, make sure we still need that extra row. See if we need any more rows than what we already rolled for. And yeah, I will be right back. Okay, it fits the zipper. I can stretch it a little bit. And then about, yeah, I think we're gonna need 2 rows. I think, let me see. Stretch it to there with the zipper. Yeah, we definitely need 2 rows. So we're gonna add one more color to our list. Oh, boom. Now this is interesting. This will fit here. One more row would be good here. 2 more would be good here. And 1 more would be good there. So let's do 1 more row to fit this. And then I'm going to have to do something weird up around here as far as adding another row to fit everything and fit this little thing that goes up. And then taper it down a little bit. All right. We gotta get fancy over here. All right, rolling, next color, 6. So we already had a 6 on this section, so we need to pick a random color. Closing eyes. Oh, well, that's interesting. So that will be finishing off the outside of it. Okay. I mean, we have those colors in this one, kind of. All right. So we have a row of this and then that peach. That's going to be the weird shaped one. And we are just alternating every row. So it starts with 2, starts with 1, starts with 2, starts with 1 on this next one, and just alternates. All right, just gonna work this all the way around, finish it off, and then we're gonna start the peach, and we're gonna have to fit it as we go. So I'm gonna work the peach up this side, and then we'll see how we need to shape it around that little arch that we have at the top by the handle. All right, so I marked the spot that I want the peach to end. So I think that would be a good spot on both of those sides because I stretched it out a little bit just to see where it would land. And I think that 3 clusters in is what we're gonna do. So the goal is to do clusters for the corner, clusters for this one. I think I'll do a half double crochet cluster here and then end in a couple singles here, maybe like 2 singles, and then tie that off. I think maybe that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. All right, so regular corner, 3 doubles, 3 half doubles, 1 or 2 singles, and then tie it off. I think that's what we're gonna do. All right, last row. All right, so here is what it's looking like now, and I'll tell you what I've decided to do. So this is matching up pretty well. So what I did was the 3 doubles, 3 doubles, 3 half doubles. I did 1 single here and then a slip stitch, and I've decided I'm just going to carry that slip stitch all the way across here and then do the mirrored stitches on this side. So that is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to be done with this square. So then I am going to attach it to the purse, and then I will show you the final reveal after that is all done. So I will see you in just a moment, and I will show you what the purse looks like when this is all sewn on. All right, you ready for the reveal? I really love this one. The peach goes well with this one. That was our number 6 pick. That center is my all-time favorite. Like, I love this center square. So pretty. Okay, so that was it for today. We still have 1 week left of decorating this purse. So we still have this top portion and this side portion to do next week, and then it will be totally completed. I'm just so thrilled. I love it. I love it so much. It is so cool. And our extra random picks are adding a lot to it. That peach. I love it. I'm so excited. So thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, we have 1 more week, so come back next week. And during that episode, I will be talking about the next random pick item that I want to do. So pop in next week and we can chat about that, so you can see what we're going to do in the weeks following for our random pick projects. And I can't wait to see what next week looks like on this purse. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you find joy in the little things.